On a seemingly normal happy day, the unpleasant destroyer Balloon Man shows up to terrorize the city. He attempts to inflate his account by carrying the bank's safe in a balloon. The JCPD is no match for Balloon Man, but the Teen Titans come to their rescue. Balloon Kid is temporarily distract Starfire. Raven uses mind control to make Balloon Man hit himself, so he throws her away in frustration. Beast Boy rips a hole in his butt cheek, and after a long pause from battle to listen to his fart, the teens crack up laughing at Balloony. He thinks they're immature for Justice League members. They break dance and sing to tell Balloon Man all about themselves, while he battles with Justice League members Superman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. They're on the way to Batman's movie premiere, and when Robin fantasizes about there being a Teen Titans movie, Wonder Woman tells him that movies are reserved for the real superheroes. They argue that they are real superheroes, but Superman says they're actually just pranksters with farts. Cyborg states that they are heroes because he specifically recalls when they save room for dessert at a diner. Superman warns them if they keep playing the fool, they'll only be seen as jokes. Robin believes they are heroes that just took down Balloon Man, so he tells them they're going to the movies. When they arrive, Robin accidentally steps on Atom Man. They are stopped immediately because they aren't on the list. Challengers of the unknown are let in, but not the Teen Titans. Using Raven's ability to make portals into any location, they arrive inside the theater. They make the simple decision to send the challengers of the unknown to an endless void of darkness in order to steal their seats. Watching upcoming commercials does nothing but infuriate Robin. When he believes the movie will finally be about him, he stands on the stage in celebration, but it's the utility belt's time to shine. Everyone laughs at him and calls him a nobody. He runs out of the theater devastated, followed closely by his friends. They tell him they wouldn't be anywhere without him. He wonders if maybe they aren't getting the respect and recognition they deserve, because they don't have an arch nemesis. Listing nemesis motivates them to find their own. When someone breaks into Star Labs, Robin wonders if this could be their chance. This guy wants the Deutronium crystal, the perfect plot device. They mistake him for Deadpool, and apparently it happens a lot. He says he's been around longer than Deadpool, and calls himself Slade. Everyone says Slade very dramatically. They invite him to become their arch nemesis. He calls them a joke, and says no one can withstand his powers of mind manipulation. He tortures their minds with a wiggly pencil. He says they may think they have a grasp on reality, but any little thing could prove them wrong. Robin says he's only trying to trick them, and they shouldn't fall for it. But when Slade points behind them and freaks out, they can't help but turn around. Slade says, "Made you look," and bids them farewell, telling them to give him a call when they become real superheroes. Robin feels terrible and says he's right. To the tune of a familiar song in Lion King, the heroes gather together to witness the baby Robin, but hardly find him worth their time, so Batman throws him away. He wakes up from his nightmare and Beast Boy is there, inviting him to see something special. Robin maintains his skepticism until he sees It's Robin, the movie. Shortly after it starts, Robin calls it embarrassing. When it gets to where he's grown up, Starfire says this is the best part, but he stops it and says he wants a real movie, not to be made fun of. Cyborg starts singing, and is followed by the rest of the team. It's an encouraging song about believing in himself, so upbeat and inspirational about life that Robin claims to feel the fire inside. He feels like he can do anything, so they set off to do whatever it takes to get his own movie. The encouraging song continues until they run over the main vocalist, accidentally eliminating him. When they're stopped by security again, Raven reminds them she can just make a portal. Witnessing the stars in action, Batman asks Superman his mother's name, and since it's the same as his, they hug. When their fathers' names don't match, the battle ensues, but the director calls cut and congratulates Clark and Bruce on their acting performance. When they look alarmed that she just gave away their identities, she tells them to relax because everyone knows. They encourage Robin to go for it, but warn him he won't just be handed a movie, he'll have to take it. He gets pumped to approach the director Jade Wilson, and asks her to please make a Teen Titans movie. He swears it would be the best superhero movie ever seen, with tons and tons of mind-blowing special effects. It'll be his movie, all about him. He wants to shake his booty in his movie. He'd be a billionaire with an alter ego and gorgeous hair, no longer the sidekick. For some reason, his catchphrase is crack and egg on it, caca. Jade is impressed because he just reminded her why she didn't want to make his movie in the first place. They don't have an arch enemy, and she'd only make their movie if they were the last heroes on Earth. They decide to time travel to the tune of Back to the Future with Raven's summoned time cycles. This way, they will stop the superheroes from ever becoming superheroes by eliminating their origin stories. On Krypton, the Teen Titans must step in to create the perfect dubstep song to harmonize the crystals, thereby restoring the planet so baby Superman can stay with his parents. The Teen Titans proceed to do this for all the superheroes, only to arrive in the present and discover total destruction. There are no movies, only suffering. They reverse everything they just did to return to normal. Slade attempts to commit a crime again, so Robin decides this is how they'll prove to Jade Wilson that they're worthy of the superhero title and movie. They know they can't fall prey to his mind trickery again, so a grown-up battle ensues this time. Slade seems to have the upper hand, but after Robin strikes him, he tries to get away from them. They follow him and take back the crystal as Slade flies, locking it away in their safe. Slade then shoots Beast Boy and Cyborg, sending them falling to their death, but before they land, Starfire and Raven save them. Robin stays on Slade's tail until he brings him to the ground in style. He says, "Crack an egg on it, caw-caw." Just like in his fantasy, Slade compliments him, says it's cool, and calls him a worthy arch-nemesis. He wants to keep doing this forever, so he calls it a night and bids him farewell. But Robin doesn't want to let him go. Slade insists it's what nemesis do in all superhero movies. This catches Robin off guard just long enough for Slade to get away. But perhaps their efforts and the destruction of Cyborg's body were all worth it, because Jade wants to see them at the studio. At first, they don't believe that the security guard knows who they are, but this time, they're on the list and he's a big fan. Jade says their battle with Slade was electric, and they've proven to her he's more than just a sidekick. She shows them Teen Titans movie set. Beast Boy, Cyborg, Starfire, and Raven all poop in the prop toilet. Then they all beat on an actor believing he's Slade, but don't stop when they realize it's Shia LaBeouf. Robin is freaking out, and Jade says if he can't get them under control it might not work out. He talks to them about how it's his dream, and he needs to prove he's a real hero, so they need to take this seriously. He returns to Jade and promises they're going to behave themselves. Contrary to the promise, the four Titans get up to shenanigans. They call Superman pretending to be Lois Lane needing to be rescued from Gene Hackman's real estate scheme. With him gone, they dig into the snacks. While doing precisely what Jade told them not to do, they overhear Flash talking with other supers about her construction deadline that night. It's a doomsday device. Cyborg attempts to destroy it, but Superman stops him, just until they whip up a kryptonite spray and render him useless. Then Jade returns with Robin and explains that the machine is essentially just a movie projector, and the Teen Titans movie was going to be the first movie it displayed. But not anymore. Jade refuses to make it because the Teen Titans are jokes. However, she would consider making a Robin movie. Even though his four friends swear that he will never leave them, he takes the offer. They return home broken-hearted. The movie production is blissful until Robin meets a little fan of the Teen Titans. Jade does a good job of keeping him on track for the movie, although he is growing worried about his friends. She tells him it's time to film the last sequence of the movie, but just as he pushes the first button on the vault, something knocks him unconscious. He wakes up to Jade telling him a light fell and hit him on the head. Robin says he wants to finish filming, and it seems to be just what she wanted to hear. He types random numbers into the vault because he doesn't want to give away the real code, but after several retakes, he gives in, and the doors open. He really doesn't want to believe that it's the real vault, even after Jade admits she brought him there while he was knocked out. She tricks him, locking him into a trap, before taking off a disguise to reveal it's been Slade all along. Robin is shocked, and believes he must have gotten extremely sweaty in all that time. He admits that's true, but stays on point and says none of the other superheroes will stop him because they're too busy thinking about themselves and their movies. All Slade had to do was distract the heroes with movie contracts and filming to have the opportunity to gather valuable pieces of tech from the cities they once protected. And with the Deutronium crystal fully charged, he can encrypt Robin's movie with mind manipulation, thereby controlling the entire world and ensuring his ride from the airport at a moment's notice. He thanks Robin for wanting to be in a movie so badly that he turned his back on everyone dearest to him, and gave Slade the chance he needed to control the world. In his moment of self-pity, Robin remembers he has tiny baby hands and can easily escape his bondage. He arrives directly in front of Titan Tower as it explodes. He calls his friends, telling them he was wrong because they were already heroes when they were a team. He apologizes for letting them down. They appear behind him. Raven summarizes everything they missed, claiming she knew Slade was Jade the entire time. They confront Slade at the movie premiere, but it seems they expose the truth too late. Time is of the essence as they flee from hundreds of mind-controlled heroes. Cyborg's jetpack atop a golf cart works well, while Raven and Starfire take Batman down a few levels. Atom Man and Stan Lee end up on their windshield, because Stan Lee can't resist cameos, even if it's DC. When all hope seems lost, Raven reminds them of her portal again, and the superhero villains are sent into the void, along with the Challenger Unknowns. Robin walks like a badass to blow up the Doomsday device, but he is stopped by his arch-nemesis, Slade. Robin falls hundreds of feet, but he's largely okay, and more concerned about the temptation he faces to fall for Slade's Robin movie. Starfire, Cyborg, Beast Boy, and Raven all arrive to help him, but it's too late, his mind's been taken over. They show him the real Robin movie, which gives him credit for bringing them all together. This is enough to break Slade's hold on his mind, but Slade's got sass, and he tells them villains always have a backup plan. Things quickly go downhill, and even Raven's portal isn't enough to eliminate the giant robot. But Slade takes a minute to ask Robin why he still believes he's going to defeat him. He says he knows they aren't like the other superheroes, but he doesn't care. He's proud to be a Teen Titan, and they'll defeat him in style, through song. With their extreme skills and attitude, they defeat Slade and restore harmony, not failing to remember all the superheroes in Raven's void. The challengers don't quite make it out. The Supers take a moment to applaud and congratulate the Teen Titans on truly fighting a good fight and saving the entire world. Robin has trouble letting the movie end and wants to give the kids something to talk about on the way home, so at the very last second, he tells them to ask their parents where babies come from.